Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 12 College Football Playoff. We are finally here. Let me know if you can hear me. We're here for the Peach Bowl, starting it out with the defending national champions to see if they can be the first ever back-to-back champ and cement this dynasty of winning 3 national championships in the last 4 seasons. Today they're going up against Notre Dame. Got the last spot in, but they are no slouch. We'll go over the roster here in a second, but let's get it started here. A long await. Normally the CFP comes way too quickly. This time, fortunately, with power outages and weddings and that kind of stuff, we had to delay it, but we are here. Number 1, Clemson versus number 8, Notre Dame. I'm going to give it a second before we get started. Cover athletes here. Obviously, Martin Black, he is the main cover athlete for the season 12, so he's on the cover. And then the quarterback for Notre Dame, Bart Rogers. Welcome, Mr. Mushbrain. If you don't know what the SFA is, you're just watching it for the first time. This is a online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You can coach, you can set depth charts, you can recruit, you can set a scheme, you can hire coordinators, all of the above. And we also have some server games you can play in. We have pick'ems, we have a fully functional sportsbook, we have fully functional fantasy football. So if that's something you enjoy, click any of the links in our descriptions. Also, if you're watching live, you might run into some ads. If you don't want to miss out on any of the action, use the Twitch Prime. It is completely free. You just have to link a Prime account, and any and all revenue goes towards funding a national championship trophy for one of our users if they win the college football playoff. We have 3 users that have a chance. And yeah, so with that, all of the delaying is out of the way, and here we go. We're going to get into the rosters first, and then we'll get right into the game. First and foremost, so this is not the first game, or this is not the only game today. We have the first 2 today, and then we have the second 2 tomorrow. So today is the Peach Bowl and the Cotton Bowl, and tomorrow will be the Fiesta Bowl and the Sugar Bowl. If you don't know who's in those games, check out the game previews. But the one coming up is Georgia and ECU. I'm excited for that one, so we'll get that one going. But yeah, so we're going to start out with the challengers. Number 8, Notre Dame has a tall hill to climb, taking out Clemson, but this is a sneaky 8 seed. You cannot overlook this team. They are 10-2, yes, but their only losses came when their starting SFA senior quarterback did not play. So he is Notre Dame is 10-0 when he is playing. So Bart Rogers is a great player, 91 speed. We'll see him running. He's often gets overshadowed because he is on a CPU team, but he is really the X factor of this game. And then if we go down to the running backs, you got Bobby Hall, Lorne Robertson. They use these 2 pretty heavily, so we'll see how the carries kind of shake out here. William Dozer is an SFA player. Bill Dozer is his nickname. He's an SFA guy, so if the fullback gets in, we might see some touchdowns. And then at wide receiver, Peter Woods, one of the best young standout receivers in the country. As a sophomore, already an 87 overall, 95 speed. If they want to win this game, he's going to have a big day there. They also have Pollard, Whitlock, Grant Day, Rust, and then SFA player Thad Mooney. He's already confirmed to be in the transfer portal. He probably will not play at all unless they get an injury or something. So we'll see what happens there. As far as tight ends, Michael Wright, he is a true freshman, so they are a little weak here at tight end. And then the offensive line, left tackle's a 70 overall, 80, 83, 92, and 72. So a very weak offensive line for Notre Dame. So it's going to be interesting to see how they overcome that, or if Clemson's going to be able to capitalize on that. I did not know how weak their offensive line is, so that's interesting. On the defensive end, you got Donald Brown, Donnie Donowitz, SFA player, 89 overall, an absolute mad lad off the edge. He should wreak havoc on this game and could potentially destroy that and be a major factor in this game. And then in the middle, you've got Jonathan Butler and Marcus Collins. So decent line all around. They do have an injury here. John Robertson, he will not play, so it will be Johnny Stevenson. Grant Harper, the he's not an SFA player, but we've actually showcased him before. So 91 overall, he's a senior now. And then Mark Moore as well, really good linebackers. And then out wide, DeAndre Jordan. You've got Craig Cook. Pretty weak corners here, but they do all have pretty decent speed, so this should be okay. And then in the back, they have 2 SFA players. Taco Hallahan has a ton of interceptions, ball hawk, so we'll see what he can do. And then John Smith, one of the last players from the Season 7 class, is in action here today. And he actually came out of as an athlete, as a quarterback / strong safety, so he can throw the rock a little bit. But and then as far as kicker, they have a true freshman. Let's see how that's going to impact this game. 89 kick power, 79 accuracy. He should be just fine for this game. And then we're going to go take a look at the defending national champions. This team is good. They got Walter Hearn back. Their only loss as well was with a backup quarterback to Texas A&M only a couple weeks ago. They got back on track, destroyed Miami, and they're here, #1 overall seed. Walter Hearn was a Heisman finalist. Could have won it if he didn't get injured, potentially. 91 speed as well, 92 overall. And then running back Brandon Charles, we've seen him in the CFP last year in their first-round game against Buffalo, so he gets the majority of the snaps. We've seen a couple plays from him throughout the season. He is very, very good. And then wide receiver Trent Freeman, big-time player in that run last year. Drew Stowey is an SFA player, so they do have an SFA guy out wide. And then Steve Brooks, Jeff Keys, Ryan Hubbard, those are the guys we are going to see. And then at tight end, Jason Walker, and one of the best players in the country, Mark Foster, scored the game-winning touchdown in the national championship last year. And then their offensive line is a lot better. They do have Bilbo Berkman back, I believe. They have an award winner there, Mike Gray. So a much better offensive line here for Clemson. And then they got Chris Presley. Would have been the second choice for the cover athlete last year. Expect him to wreak havoc as well. On the other side, Ty McBride, and in the middle, Jason Battle and Rylan Magnusum, SFA guy. So this defensive line could absolutely slaughter this Notre Dame line. And then they got Marshall Foster, Martin Black, the best player on the field at all times. He makes plays happen when it seems like it will never happen. Kind of the team of destiny, it seems, this year as well. So expect him to have a massive day. Sean Lambert won an award. Then Robbie Wayne, he's returning from last year in the national championship. He did have a scoop and score. You got Todd McConnor, Ken London, and Alvarez. So if there's a weakness on this team, probably at corner. They are a little bit weak there. And then Kevin Hurd out back. Yeah, pretty low there, but they still have a 90 overall Aaron Williams at strong safety. But look at the speed. Speed is what kills in these games. So Peter Woods over the top could be a difference maker. And then they also have a freshman here, Eric Johnson at kicker, 79 and 77. So not as powerful. So Notre Dame does have the advantage in the special teams area. And that is the rosters. So without further ado, we are going to get ready. Get those Bobanos ready as we do playoff picks. Let me get to the game here. We've got the Peach Bowl, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Number 8 Notre Dame against number 1 Clemson. And if you do miss a playoff game, that is all right. I should have the highlight videos up tonight. For sure the VODs as well. So should not be an issue. Now let me get the prediction up. All right, so who do you think wins? Got Notre Dame, you got Clemson. I give 2 minutes on these predictions just to let you guys try to get as many as you can. very even on the graphic. It says they're basically the same team. So the X factor for me is Martin Black, obviously, for Clemson, Peter Woods for Notre Dame. But the real question is if this offensive line is going to hold up for Notre Dame. We've never seen a number one team win the national championship in the modern era in the NCAA 14 format. So is Clemson destined to fall off of their legendary run? They're the only team in the country to have multiple CFP wins. They are, they've been to, was it 3 of the last 4? They've been to 3 national championships. I think tied with Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken. So this will be a great game. Notre Dame's first CFP appearance. Obviously, they're happy to be there. First time they've not been just shut out. They've now finished with 10-plus wins 5 times. This is the first time not being in that first 2-out spot. Flame has Clemson by 5. And historically, you know, these first-round games often aren't really that close. Normally, one of the 4 tends to be a banger, and then the rest are kind of meh. So we'll see what happens. It's a new year, a new CFP. It's been a while since we've seen any of these teams, a little over a week since conference championships. Might have been exactly a week, I think. So very interesting. All right, the prediction is about to run out, so we are about to get started in the Season 12 CFP. And just so you guys know, it's going to be 4 straight days. I'm not putting any more off time. 2 today, 2 tomorrow. Semis are Wednesday, and hopefully the national championship is on Thursday. So that's the plan as of now, and we are off. Oh, yeah, lots of Notre Dame fans across the country, obviously, in the server. So that's why in my preview on Instagram, if you aren't following the Instagram, you should. I said that this probably isn't going to be as close to a home game as you would think for Clemson. So we got Notre Dame in the whites, Clemson in the orange. We're not going any crazy uniforms, as these are 2 of the best to do it. They don't need crazy uniforms. All right. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Here we go. Notre Dame. First time we're seeing them on the game day style this year, I believe. We haven't seen a lot of them. Clemson. Did we get a game day for them? I'm not quite sure. All right, Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta. Clemson, Notre Dame, 1 versus 8. All right, who's going to win the toss? Notre Dame calls it. Clemson wins the toss. They're going to kick, so we're going to see Bart Rogers and Peter Wood and Bobby Hall in this high-powered Notre Dame offense to start. Remember, the big question is, can they protect Bart Rogers? I mean, Bart Rogers has the ability to escape the pocket, but, I mean, with some of these ratings. And the important man to watch on defense, number 53 right there in the middle. Watch out for him, Caleb Presley as well, number 93. As they dump it off, first play of the game is going to be a first down, and there he is, Peter Woods, the number 1 receiver, one of the best receivers in the country, gets out for 14. All right, man in motion. Quick passes is what they need. Holding up early, and here's another throw to Peter Woods. A little drag route slant over the middle. He's already got 2 catches. Focal point of this offense, he kind of took over Thad Mooney's role, and he got thrown down the depth chart. 2nd and 5 here early. We're already up around the 44. Bart They bring a blitz. They pick it up easily. Wide open man, Michael Whitlock, and they give him the first down. So at least 3 plays in, it doesn't seem like Bart is having any problems keeping a pocket. All right, we get a handoff. No, Bart Rogers taking off for the first time. And my God, he is blown up. But look at, if you watch this burst from Bart Rogers, that is something you cannot teach. That could be pretty explosive here if he gets to the outside. Like I said, Bart Rogers from that Season 8 class, we really haven't seen a lot of him throughout his career, but he is special. All right, trip slet. Safety's creeping down. They're going to hand it off. First time here. He gets up the middle, and a big-time tackle from the, I believe that was the safety. Yeah, Brandon Hines. So the mid-70s starter at free safety making a big-time play in the backfield, and we got a 3rd down now. Clemson's first chance to get off the field. Peter Woods one-on-one at the bottom with Robbie Wayne. That is the matchup to watch here today. They're going to throw mid-screen here. Can they convert? Broken tackle. No, Brandon Pollard gets stuffed. And Notre Dame will punt here on their first possession. Obviously, it looks like Notre Dame is coming early with that strategy of quick, short passes, but did not work out there. And Clemson is going to come out now. Remember last year in their first round, they scored, what was it, like 65? So we'll see. Brandon Charles is back there. Drew Stowey, SFA player, top of your screen. And they're going to throw it out to Brandon Charles. First play of the game, and once again, he is popping off. This time it doesn't go for a touchdown, only about 20 yards. Brandon Charles, he shows up in the playoff. And remember, folks, the CFP MVP odds is also the race for our cover athlete. You guys are able to bet on those if you wanted to. Voting is now closed, or betting is now closed on those, but it'll be interesting to watch, see if somebody does win. All right, looks like now we've got some Wildcat here. Brandon Charles taking it, and he has some room. He gets about 8. So Clemson starting out the drive here with a little bit of finesse, a little halfback screen, and then the Wildcat definitely wanting to get Brandon Charles going early. 2nd and 2. You're going to hand it off to him a 3rd time, and down he goes. I believe that is Grant Harper, the middle linebacker, making the big play. The redshirt senior. He was a top 5 recruit, I believe, in the Season 7 class of the CPU-generated players. All right, 3rd and 1. Can Clemson, they come out empty, surprisingly, here. Man in motion now. I believe that's Keys. They're going to hand it to him. Off the edge, and he goes down. Jeff Keys cannot get to the edge. Mark Moore brings him down in the backfield. Clemson getting just a little bit too cute here, and it costs them. 4th down for Clemson. So back-to-back stops around midfield for both teams. Punters getting a workout here early. And you know these CFP games oftentimes become a lot more strategic and defensive. As we're going to see Notre Dame now come out. Are they going to adjust their game plan and maybe throw it a bit more, seeing as how they've gotten protection at least so far? Oh, looks like a corner blitz might be coming. They're going to hand off, jet sweep, and he gets a couple of yards, Michael Whitlock. Looks like both teams are a bit scared to run it up the gut. Neither team has really tried it. They keep trying to attack the edge. But a great start here nonetheless for the defenses. 2nd and 7 for Notre Dame. Man in motion again. Are they going to run the same play? Yes, they are, and it's working better this time. Oh, he finds some room. Breaks a tackle. Brandon Pollard for 22. One of the unwritten rules, or cardinal sins, if you will. The same play back to back. Well, it works out better this time. Notre Dame getting in Dabo's head here. All right, now they're up around the 45. Bart Rogers, he's going to hand off. No, he's going to throw it. He has time. He throws it to the sideline and out of bounds in the neighborhood of Peter Woods. Nothing doing. All right, Bart Rogers Bobby Hall, we've yet to see him get involved. Bart's going to take it off. He has room outside. Can he make a man miss? No, he cannot. And once again, I believe that is Hines in the backfield. He has been making some great plays from that free safety spot. So I kind of call him a liability in the pregame. Well, he is showing up around the offensive line. 3rd and 10. Can Notre Dame convert? All the time in the world. It's about to run out, and down he goes. Ball comes out. Offensive lineman recovers. Chris Bates. But it is a fumble, and that is, I believe, Caleb Presley. No, it's Ty McBride. So the other end gets to him this time, and he forces a fumble. So the punt team once again coming out. If you love defense, this has been a great game so far. And can we get a coffin corner? No, we cannot. So Clemson will bring it out to about 20. Still scoreless here in the 1v8 matchup. We've had one number 8 seed win the national championship before, as Walter Hearn takes off down the sideline. He's going to get a first down, his first carry of the day. Looks better since that injury that kept him out 2 weeks against Boston College and Texas A&M. Obviously, the off time gets everybody pretty healthy. 1st and 10 now. A little triple option. He gets that out, and that's going to be Charles on the edge, and he is brought down after 3. I'll tell you, some great display of tackling from both defenses. I think I've only seen 1 broken tackle so far, which is pretty uncharacteristic. All right, trips right. Got Charles. No, it's going to be Hearn again. Can he find the outside? No. Both defenses not giving an inch today. Clemson's 0 for 1 on 3rd down. It's a 3rd and 6. Once again, coming out empty. Walter. Time's about to run out, and he goes down. Sacked for 9. He thought he got around Donald Brown, who brought him down by the shoulders. No horse call on the play. Both teams have 2 drives, and both teams have punted. All right, Notre Dame. Who is going to blink first on these defenses? It looks like Notre Dame might be winning the field position game, but a booming punt here gets him down inside the 40. Super evenly matched game so far. Martin Black lining up in the slot out there. Number 53. Fakes the handoff. Rogers, he's going to throw that wide open man, and it's Peter Woods. Already his 3rd catch on the day. The number 1 receiver, the sophomore, making massive plays already. Finding that sweet spot in the zone and just sitting down and waiting for the ball. And I'll tell you, if this offensive line can continue to provide some time, Clemson might be in trouble. Get a handoff here. Bobby Hall up the gut. Stiffies a man. He's still up. Gets about 15. His first real carry after getting hit at the goal line last time, or at the line of scrimmage. All right, our first real scoring threat here down at the 26. Bart Rogers, shotgun, man in motion, that's Woods. They have time, he just dumps that off to Bobby Hall, only gets about 2. Second and 8 for the Irish. It's going to be a draw play, and that was snuffed out. Caleb Presley, big time end. Once again, neither team has converted a 3rd down yet. Notre Dame probably in range for a kick, but it's 3rd and 7. They are going to throw it, and time's going to run out again. This time it's Caleb Presley. In the biggest moments, the biggest players come through, working on that right tackle, goes right past him, and swallows Bart Rogers up. Now, the question is that going to knock Notre Dame out of field goal range? It's going to be about a 48, 49-yarder from this range, or 47 here, and they are going to kick it. So from the right hash, Notre Dame, and they missed the kick. If you're trying to beat Clemson in the college football playoff, you cannot do that. Missed opportunity. All right, so Clemson takes over. And are they going to make Notre Dame pay as Hearn is speared after a 2-yard gain? Big-time tackle. Mango, save the propaganda for the next game. I'm expecting that one to be a shit show. All right, 2nd and 8. Clemson back in. First quarter coming to an end. We're going to get a delayed handoff. That is all Donnie Donowitz. He pushes his tackle into the backfield and tackles Brandon Charles with him. Absolutely insane display of strength from the defensive end, as this is going to be the last play of the quarter. Hearn dumps that off. Can he stay in bounds? He does. Can he get it? No. Mark Foster can't fight for that first down. Is there more college football on? IRL? Clemson playing today? Well, you get 2 Clemson games today if you're a Clemson fan. Congratulations. All right, Notre Dame still 0-0 after 1 quarter. Obviously, they missed the field goal, but their defense has been stout. And Caleb Presley, you can't do that. I'm sorry. Why are you running quick option towards Chris Presley? Man will swallow you alive. All right, can Notre Dame climb out of this hole now? Play action works. Bart's going to take off. He actually has some room, and he's brought down. If he would have stayed to the outside, he had all that room in the world. He wanted to take on the linebacker head on. All right, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. We still do not have a 3rd down conversion today. Bart's going to be a screen pass. He gets it off. That's Bobby Hall. Can he get that first down? They're going to swallow him up. Insane how quickly this defense swarms. Rylan Magnusum bringing him down. That looked like an easy conversion, and everyone just collapsed right on him. All right, Clemson get the ball back. A incredible defensive battle here today for you guys. Corey Cross returning. Good thing I didn't put out over/under lines for these games. All right, Clemson once again coming out empty. Hearn dumping that. Oh my, that was almost a pick. Walter Hearn was flirting with disaster there. Not enough separation from Trent Freeman. Moon, you weren't in the conversation. The conversation was never about Notre Dame, so you look really stupid right now. Notre Dame was in no matter what. The conversation was between Ohio State and Baylor. Once again, don't talk about stuff you don't know. Walter who? Walter Hearn. As Clemson once again going 3 and out. This offense is looking lethargic, to say the least. Must have some growing pains or some rust to knock off after a long hiatus here. But Clemson's very experienced in these games, obviously. This is, I think, their 5th CFP. So as we get a little bunchy formation now, we're going to run it. Bobby Hall, he gets about 2, brought down easily. And these blitzes are coming, but Notre Dame is picking them up as we get a stiffy here, and that's going to be a first down from the freshman tight end, Michael Wright. A big-time play there for Notre Dame. And I'm very impressed with this offensive line so far. I'm sure for weeks all they've heard is about how bad their offensive line is, as once again, you just let Chris Presley just come on in. Chris Presley trying to show why he deserved the CFP MVP last year instead of Martin Black. 2nd and 14. As we're going to get a jet sweep. Has a little bit of room, but once again, there's just such a lack of yards after carry, yards after catch, yards after contact. Both teams are just being swallowed up at the point. Once again, 3rd and 8. A little press coverage up there on Peter Woods. And they're just going to run a draw here. So Notre Dame not really interested, I guess, in attacking this defense as Ryland Magnusum, SFA guy, brings him down. So 4th and 4, once again punting. The Bulldozer there, back to block. I want to see a Bulldozer tackle. Look at him run up the line. Come on. So that goes out of bounds. And honestly, we might be in danger here of having our first ever scoreless half. I don't think we've ever seen a shutout on a game day, and I definitely don't think we've ever seen a scoreless half before, as Walter Hearn gets about 12 there on a QB draw. I feel like Clemson might be abandoning the running backs a little too much. They keep going empty, and I think taking Brandon Charles off the field is not a great idea, especially when you can use that play action. And some great broken tackles there by Mark Foster. Once again, he had a touchdown in the national championship, was a key cog in that offense. First down for Clemson. They find a little bit of rhythm here. 2 plays, 2 first downs. Hearn, he has the time. He dumps that off, and he overthrows Brandon Charles. Doesn't really give him a chance out of the backfield. Maybe Walter Hearn isn't really feeling comfortable here today. 2nd and 10 now for Clemson. Trips right. Hearn, he's going to take off again. He has some room. He cuts inside. A beautiful cut. Breaks a tackle. And he gets about 17. He juked that safety out of his shoes. Taco Hallahan left stranded out there in the flat. What are you doing, my guy? Showing why he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. First and 10 now inside the 40. This is the best drive for Clemson today. Brandon Charles up the gut, and they are starting to cook. Looks like this team is finally starting to find a little bit of room in that Notre Dame defense. Well, once again, only 3 down linemen. They bring a blitz over the middle. He finds his guy, Drew Stowey, the SFA player, his first catch on the day. 2nd and inches now, threatening our first red zone appearance for either team. They're going to hand it off, and oh my, Donnie Donowitz. Have yourself a play. Once again, just destroying the tackle off the block and getting to Charles before he even has time to think. So 3rd and 1 now. Can Donnie do it again? Number 64, bottom of that line. They're going to hand it off again in a big hole this time. First down, Clemson. It looks like they are going to be the first to threaten for points. We're now at the 16 here. Coming out empty once again. Hearn, he's going to take off again immediately. Oh my God, he gets destroyed. How are you letting your quarterback take that kind of a hit after he was injured for 2 weeks? As you guys know, this year has been the year of the QB injury. We've seen a plethora of big-time quarterbacks miss a ton of time. As now we're coming out with Wildcat. Hearn at the top of your screen. Brandon Charles runs it himself, and he goes down after about 1. Once again, coming out empty. Corner blitz this time. He floats that out, and oh my. A little bit too high. The receiver had to go up for it, which allowed the linebacker to knock it out. All right, 4th and 5 here. Clemson's going to try to get the first points of the day. Obviously, points are at a premium here. And this one goes through. So our first score of the day is a 3-pointer from Clemson. Martin Black on kickoffs here. I guess any way you can get him involved. If you had told me at the end of the first half this game was 3-0, I'd tell you you're lying. All right, so Clemson 3, Notre Dame 0. They still have plenty of time. 3 timeouts, 2:25 left. A little counter play here. Gets them a little bit of yards. About 3. Bobby Hall, not a lot of carries. Has about 25 yards. They're coming out empty here. They have not gotten Peter Woods the ball in this second quarter. They're going to give it to him here on a jet sweep, and he goes down. Chris Presley in the backfield. Get off that block, big fella. All right, 3rd and 10, split backfield now. It's going to be a screen pass. They get it off to the running back. Does he have the room? He pushes through. First down, Lorne Robertson. A big-time play from the second option at running back. Using his power, he has a ton of touchdowns this year. Martin Black couldn't bring him down either. Keeps the drive alive here for Notre Dame. That was huge. Under center now, a deep drop, and he floats that over the middle. Peter Woods. Brought down by Hines, but Ryland Magnusum all over him, but Peter Woods got open there. Coming out empty again. Dumps that off. Grant Day gets about 5, his first touch on the day. As we're now threatening field goal range. Minute 23, they called their first timeout. Shotgun incoming. Tight end in motion. Only a one-man rush and QB contain. Interesting play there from Clemson. I mean, if you give Bart Rogers time, he has the arm to pick you apart. He's 12 for 13 so far. 1st and 10 here inside the 35. Now they're bringing the blitz. He floats that over the middle again, and he connects, and inside the 15, Joe Rust. Notre Dame now threatening before half. 1 minute, 4 seconds left. They have a timeout. Rogers. He floats that out to Bobby Hall, who gets the foot in, but he has to go out of bounds as Bart Rogers was hit. All right, at the 12 now, Bart Rogers, 2nd and 8. Peter Woods in motion. They're going to give him the carry to the short side, and that was never going to work. Peter Woods goes back. It's going to be a 3rd and 10 now. Clock is ticking. He was tackled inbounds. 3rd and 10 here for Bart. He's going to take off, and he goes down. That's Magnusum. The SFA player, have yourself a first half bucko. His first sack of the day. Gets right through into the running lane, takes him down, and Notre Dame is going to have to settle for a field goal. So 0 for 1 already today. This one's going to be about a 35-yarder. They're going to take this all the way down. Clemson should get the chance to return a kickoff, but that's really going to be it. All right, Notre Dame, 35-yarder here to tie the game up, and it's good. So 1 for 2 now on the day as we have a tie ball game. So we are going to get the return here, Brandon Charles, and the clock hits triple zeros, and that's going to do it for halftime. So 3-3 here in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. No one would have thought. What a fantastic game we've had so far. Normally defensive games are a bit of a bore, but this one I've been on the edge of my seat. Remember, folks, this is not the end to our day. We have one more CFP game later on. It's going to be Georgia, the SEC champion, taking on ECU, the American champion, who's going up to the ACC next year. Surefire to be a fun one. And then tomorrow we have Nebraska Ole Miss, followed by Buffalo Ohio State. And then Wednesday will be the semifinals. And Thursday should be the national championship. I'm hoping that the national championship, if it's Thursday, ends right as the Chiefs and the Lions are starting. That's going to be the goal. But as we look back here, I mean, Notre Dame has been going crazy through the air. The offensive line is holding up, at least in pass protection. Maybe not as much rush yards as you would have wanted, but they are dominating the time of possession. Just neither team's been able to punch it in. All right, Clemson's going to get the ball first here. We have 18 minutes, and we have 6 points on the board. Who is going to get that first touchdown of the day? I'm working Thursday. That's not happening. Walter Hearn over the middle, and that's going to be Stowey's second catch of the day. It's going to be a first down to start the half. These top teams who've been historically great, they just know how to win and grind out these close ones. Ohio State's great at it. Clemson's great at it. Georgia's great at it. As Walter Hearn, but he goes down. Once again, can't escape Donald Brown. He's one of the sack leaders in the country. A big-time player. Second and 13 now. Safety cheating up here. They're going to run to Jeff Keys on the outside. He actually got the corner there, and he gets a healthy gain of 6. Jeff Keys made one of those big-time plays in the playoffs. They're 1 for 6 here on third down today, 3rd and 7. Stowey in motion. He's actually going to go to the backfield now and run out. Oh, man. And that's going to be a sack. Notre Dame was not fooled or not threatened by that swing screen in the motion as the corner comes right for Walter Hearn, and he can't get away with Donnie Donowitz right after. Lucky that was not a roughing the passer penalty on Donnie Donowitz as he came down hard on him. But 4th and 17, Notre Dame's going to get the ball here. Some incredible defense here today as, oh my, that one's almost blocked. So we're going to get a return now. Lauren Robinson gives a stiffy out. And he gets out to the 41. Here we go, split backs. This is probably where Notre Dame is at their best. They have all their best players on the field, as a big-time hit by Martin Black here. We haven't really said his name too much today, which only means that he is creeping. Second and 8. Handoff, Bobby Hall to the outside. He stiffies Martin Black, but he goes down immediately. Now right away, another 3rd and long. All of these 3rd downs today have been 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, you know, pretty long. Rodgers, though, he has a pocket. He delivers, and they give him the first down. Brandon Pollard, he stretches out and gets just past the line. First down, Notre Dame in enemy territory. Bart Rodgers is 15 of 16. He's cooking this defense so far. They're giving him the time. Hand that off to Bobby Hall, who reverses the field, breaks the tackle, he goes! Bobby Hall, touchdown Notre Dame! What a run! Reversing his field as he saw the oncoming defender and found some room up the middle. What a big-time play. And is this the reason why Notre Dame has always been shut out of the playoff? Everyone's scared. Is Notre Dame going to be the team to take down the mighty Clemson dynasty? But Clemson, they've been in these close games all year. You can never count this team out. I mean, hell, Florida State, all they had to do was kneel it, and they still lost. So, this Clemson team is never finished. 1st and 10, Walter Hearn, he's coming out. He finds some room, but they're not creating any extra yardage. Almost no broken tackles here today. They got to get Brandon Charles more involved. I haven't really seen a true carry for him in quite a while. He's one of the best offensive players on your team. You got to get him involved there. They are stacking the box a bit, though. Clean pocket. Hearn delivers it. And there's Trent Freeman. Really hasn't been talked about today. That's his first touch from the #1 receiver, getting locked down by DeAndre Jordan. Quick option now. They get it out. There's Charles. And he cannot break the tackle of Grant Harper, who brings him down in the backfield. No, they give it to DeAndre Jordan with the tackle. Is he number 53? There's no way. No, that's Grant Harper. Maybe 93 is Grant Harper. All right, well, 2nd and 11 here. Clemson, they're going to counter it. Brandon Charles trying to punch Bobby Hall back. What a run from Bobby Hall. Shades of those who've come before him. Lamar Miller, Chris Tyree, some of the great SFA running backs. All right, 3rd and 2, split set. Only a 4-man rush. Dumps it off to the flat, and he gets the first down. Omar Woods for 3. All right, Clemson putting together a bit of a drive, a little bunch, three receivers on the left-hand side there. Hearn trying to escape, though, and he goes down. Donnie Donowitz. His first sack of the day, but one of his many impact plays so far. Saw Walter Hearn trying to escape and immediately changed direction, took him down. What a big-time player. 2nd and 12 now. Looks like they're coming out same formation. They dump that off Jeff Keys. And I feel like Walter Hearn isn't really giving himself a chance to let these plays develop. He keeps either dumping it off really quickly or he just takes off and runs for it. He feels very pressured in the pocket today. This time he floats it. Oh my, that was a recipe for disaster. Take Walter Hearn out, my guy. Oh, my. That was almost a pick. Almost our first turnover of the day. So the drive stalls here at the 45. Notre Dame, have yourself a day on the defensive end. All right, Notre Dame, you have a chance. About 12 minutes here left in this game. You have a chance to really, really put this game away. Oh, my God, what a hit. Bart Rogers in the backfield. Sean Lambert just comes up and clotheslines him. Gave him a spear. Oof. Clemson, one of the best teams, or the best team in the country. They're going to get their licks. Hand this one off to Bobby Hall. He goes down. Chris Presley. 5 TFLs, 1 sack. Get off that block and take him down. That long run really woke this defense up now. 3rd and 19. Rogers, he floats that out wide. It's going to be Peter Woods. Gets him out of the shadow of their own end zone. But Notre Dame goes 3 and out. Clemson getting the ball right back. Much needed time for the defense to step up after a really, really unorthodox TD run from Bobby Hall. All right, so we're going to get a return here now. Corey Cross on the return at the 50. So fantastic starting field position. Number 1 team, no touchdown quite yet. Remind you, this is a team that put up like 60 on Buffalo in like the first half last year. Wake up as we get some more of this interesting Wildcat. He somehow stays up. Jeff Keys gets 1 out of that. One of the most impressive 1-yard runs you'll ever see. Grant Harper making big-time plays. 2nd and 9 here. Very low-scoring, low-yardage game today. Walter Hearn has time. Floats that over the middle. Mark Foster brings it in. Hit by 2 defenders. I'm telling you, Walter Hearn doesn't look good out there. He might be playing hurt. He's throwing some ducks. These are some floaties. Quick option time now. They get it off. Brandon Charles tries to get the edge. He runs through 1 defender. Gets about 5. I'm telling you, holding Brandon Charles to under 5 yards a carry. Or under 4. But Clemson's still driving here. 2nd and manageable. They're going to hand off Brandon Charles up the gut. He breaks 1 and he goes down to Donnie Donowitz. Massive 3rd and 2 incoming. I think they're just outside field goal range. Obviously, they need the touchdown to tie. They bring a blitz off the edge. He throws it the other way. Wide open man. Trent Freeman finally getting the matchup he needs. Looks like he was matched up on a linebacker there. Or no, they just have like their cornerbacks as like linebacker numbers. Brandon Charles up the gut. He finds some room. Can he get there? No. 1 man to beat, and they're inside the 10. 1st and goal. Can Clemson tie this game up? They come out in Wildcat again. Safeties creep up. Running up the gut. He stiffies a man. Brandon Charles. No. Donnie Donowitz brings him down. All right, Big Nasty's here out on 2nd and goal. They hand it off to Charles. Touchdown, Clemson. They tie up the game here in the 3rd. Tie ball game. Neither team giving each other an inch. One team scores, the other one claps right back. Peter Woods on the return. How is this one going to end? Oh, baby, we got 8 seconds left here in the third quarter. Notre Dame has the ball. What a way to open up the CFP. Rogers is going to keep it here, and he goes for it, and he gets smoked. And that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. And as we head to the fourth quarter here in the CFP Season 12 Peach Bowl, Notre Dame has Clemson right where they want them, 10-10 as we enter the fourth quarter, the final 9 minutes. Clutch skills are activated. We are empty. How is this one going to end? Bart Rogers, he has time. He dumps that off, and once again, the defense just swarms. You think there's a chance at yards after catch, and there's nothing. Two of 9 on third down today for Notre Dame. They need these 2 yards desperately. Hand off Bobby Hall. What a second half for Bobby Hall as he daggers him up the middle for about 20. Slice and dice in the heart of this defense. Safety bringing him down at about the 50-yard line. Unleash Bobby Hall. Was it hashtag free Bobby Hall? As we're once again coming out empty. Peter Woods, top of your screen. Only a 4-man rush. Bart's going to take off. He breaks the tackle from Chris Presley, and he goes down. Jason Battle with his first sack on the day. And Clemson's getting into the backfield here. But you got to worry about the run defense now. They've given up a few big-time runs here in the second half. They got to fix that in the middle there, as now we're coming out with 2 tight ends, and there he is, William Dozer, the bulldozer, the lead blocker on the toss. Oh my God, a murder. Aaron Williams smacking. Third and 11 now. Can Clemson get off the field? They bring a blitz. It's covered. And Bart Rogers got a little bit too happy in there and did a jump throw to the outside for his second incompletion of the day. What a time to try to channel your inner Patrick Mahomes, my guy. As the drive stalls, Clemson's going to get the ball back here with just north of 7 minutes left. We're going to get a return here up to the 20, Corey Cross. Ten to 10, 7:24 on the clock. Plenty of time for both teams. No need to worry quite yet. We got 2 tight ends on the field. Max protect here, and Walter Hearn still tries to get away, and he goes down. So the 3-man rush got through the max protection with 2 tight ends and a running back. Why are you taking off? Walter Hearn making some boneheaded mistakes here today. But we have no turnovers quite yet. We're coming out empty once again. This one's a designed run. He breaks 1 tackle. He finds the outside. Walter Hearn. He gets about 7 breaking tackles along the way. That's the Walter Hearn we've been looking for today. Breaks the corner's tackle, breaks another arm tackle, and goes down. Yeah, defense for both teams is absolutely going crazy today. Like, if you look back at the playoff history, like, sometimes you have a defensive game, but most of the time it's like 45, 40, you know. One team just goes off. 3rd and 7 now. Walter Hearn, he's going to throw it to a plethora of Notre Dame players. He somehow finds Mark Foster wide open. I can see 3 guys right there that he split easily. What a perfect throw. That had some pace on it. Walter Hearn now starting to settle in here. Finally, with 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the fourth. First and 10. Hearn takes off again. I mean, when you only rush 2 men, I guess why not? As he goes for 7. It's his 14th rush of the day. Second and 3. We're about to cross midfield here, and once again, Wildcat formation coming out. Brandon Charles, he's going to run himself, and this time it goes nowhere. You can only run that formation so much in a game before the defense figures it out. Grant Harper, never fooled, and now it's going to be a tough 3rd and 6. Hearn, they bring a blitz, they bring a safety, he floats that out there, Trent Freeman brings it down. One-on-one, the button hook comes through. The drive continues. Clemson draining the clock now as we're about to cross the 5-minute mark. Hand off, Brandon Charles. No, Hearn keeps it up the gut. He has room. Hearn gets down to the 25, 16-yard gain there. If it would have cut right, that was a touchdown. Clemson coming out now. They had a touchdown drive on their last one, and they're driving yet again. Mark Foster in the slot. Takes the handoff. Hearn has time. He takes off again. He finds some room. He gets past Harper and gets to the 10. Walter Hearn soloing this drive. DeAndre Jordan had to make the tackle. First and 10, you can still get a first down without scoring a tutty. Under 5 minutes now. Hearn takes off yet again, and this time he's smoked at about the 9.5. 69 yards, nice. As we're headed to second and goal, 2nd and 9 pretty much. 10-10 here in the first round of the college football playoff. 2nd and 9. They hand it off Brandon Charles. Charles up the gut. Charles, touchdown, Clemson! Charles puts the team on his back, and he would not be denied. 3 broken tackles there to give their team the lead. What do I always say? These great teams somehow find a way. Brandon motherfucking Charles. What a run. We saw that in the, was that Texas A&M or was that against Miami when he, like, shoved the guy 5 yards back? Uncanny strength. All right, Peter Woods on the return. Ooh, brought down by Martin Black. Remember, folks, after this game, we have the CFP Cotton Bowl coming up. That one's going to start at 8:30 Eastern. Notre Dame, they have 4 minutes, 23 seconds to tie the game. Plenty of time, but bit of a mountain to climb as Martin Black takes him down. But Bobby Hall has found his run today here in the second half. Up over 100 yards. Notre Dame can continue to exploit this interior run defense. Gonna hand it off again. Bobby Hall, and Lambert brings him down this time on the outside. If you keep it between the tackles, Bobby Hall has found some success. We're under 4 now. Still plenty of time for both teams. All timeouts remaining. Peter Woods in motion. They're going to hand it off to him. He cuts inside. May have been a mistake as he goes down. 3rd and 6 incoming. You cannot punt this ball away the way Clemson has been playing in this 4th quarter. Notre Dame needs this. 3rd and 6. Time's about to run out. He throws it off the back foot. He finds Peter Woods wide open. He breaks a tackle. Bart Rogers off his back foot finds Peter Woods for a monster gain. What a play. Once again, when all hope seems lost and they throw it off the back foot, they connect. They bring a blitz now. He finds his man. They're in rhythm here. Joe Russ this time for 14, and Notre Dame is pushing it. First and 10 inside the red zone, under 3 minutes left. Bobby Hall to the outside. He gets smoked. For Notre Dame, they have plenty of time. They could bleed this clock down if they want to and tie the game, maybe play for overtime. Clemson, on the other hand, looking around who is going to make the play to clinch the game. Chris Presley, Martin Black. We're out empty, 2nd and 8. Bart takes off this time. He finds some room, cuts inside, and he goes down close to the first, but they're marking him 2 yards shy. 3rd and 2 here. Chance now for Clemson to force a 4th down. 3 guys on the short side. 3rd and 2. A counter would look nasty here for the running back. They fake the handoff over the middle, and he goes down. Sean Lambert on the hit inside the 5 now. No one taking timeouts quite yet. We're inside 2 minutes here in the CFP Peach Bowl. Bart Rogers takes off, and he's brought down. 2nd and goal incoming. Second and goal, goal line formation. Bill Dozer there at fullback. Bobby Hall cuts outside, and we got a tie football game. Notre Dame 17, Clemson 17, with 1:33 left. So after a fantastic defensive showing in the first 3 quarters, the defenses have pretty much become non-existent here in the 4th quarter. But Clemson now, Walter Hearn, Heisman finalist. You've got Drew Story, Trent Freeman, Brandon Charles. They got 1:33 seconds left. 3 timeouts to go down and kick a field goal for a chance to play in the Orange Bowl. We're floating it down the middle, and what a play by that defender. Diving to tip it away. 2nd and 10. Notre Dame could get the ball back and win this game, so Clemson needs to be careful. Got to play for the win, yes, but you also can't give them the ball back. We're yamming it deep, 1-on-1. Taco Hallahan takes it down. It was SFA on SFA, and Taco won. No time has really come off the clock here. 3rd and 10 now. Walter Hearn looking for a conversion. Dumps that off, and they get it! Jason Walker, his first catch of the day, is a massive one to keep the drive alive and keep the clock running. That was Notre Dame's chance. 1st and 10 now. Hearn, it's going to be a screen pass. They swallow him up. Brandon Charles, no gain. Brought down inbounds. Clock is ticking. We've got 3 timeouts left here for Clemson. They're going to run it or hurry it up. First game of the CFP coming down to the wire. This game was definitely worth the wait, as now Clemson wants to run a bit more time off the clock. They still have those 3 timeouts here. Hearn is going to take off here. He cuts up the middle, breaks one, and he goes down, and they take a timeout. So Clemson wants to either take a field goal for the win, or they want to bring this to overtime. 3rd and 4. We're yamming it deep again, and once again, Clemson can't connect. 4th down. Notre Dame's going to get the ball with time. Number 1, Clemson on the ropes. Notre Dame has a chance. It's going to be overtime or a Notre Dame win here in regulation. 10 seconds left. Notre Dame, what are you going to do? If they play their cards right, they probably have about 3 plays left. You have 3 timeouts. You can use the whole middle of the field. This Clemson defense, though, time and time again, they've been... They made the big plays, so you got to be careful. 10 seconds left. Rogers over the middle. He finds Peter Woods, and he is knocked down by Sean Lambert. Only 3 seconds coming off the clock. That's what you want to see. They're going to try to at least get into yamming range, which is about another 7 yards. Rogers floats that out wide, and it's caught. Peter Woods gets another 4, but only 3 seconds left, so we're going to get a yam to the end zone. So Hail Mary time. It's going to be overtime or a Notre Dame shocker. Bart Rogers throws it deep, and it's incomplete. Gave nobody a chance. Very inaccurate, and we've got some free football here in the first CFP game of the season. And Clemson's going to start with the ball. Remember, overtime rules. It's the old rules, not the new ones. Handoff, Brandon Charles. One play could end this game. This is our first overtime game in the first round of the CFP since Season 9, Georgia and Kansas State. Georgia ended up winning that game and then losing in the semifinals. Notre Dame showing they belong here today. As they bring a blitz, Walter Hurney goes down! Walter Hearn has been his own best and worst player for this team today. 3rd and 11 now. Playing really for a field goal at this point. We're yamming it to the end zone on 3rd and 11, and it's intercepted! DeAndre Jordan picks him off, and Clemson is scoreless in the first overtime period. All Notre Dame needs is a score to win. It could be a field goal. It could be a touchdown. They flip it out to Bobby Hall. The defending national champions are on the ropes. Clemson, who's won 2 of the last 3. The Dynasty, the Juggernaut. They've been number 1 all year long. 2nd and 6. Notre Dame. Bart Rogers goes off, and Chris Presley. Chris Presley coming up huge today. Absolutely massive. Third and 13. Remember, their field goal kicker is 1 of 2 on the day. It's not a gimme. They need some yardage. Man in motion. It's the tight end. 3rd and 13. Bart Rogers, it's going to be a mid-screen. No, he goes down! Bart Rogers is sacked! Pushing him way out of field goal range. What a horrible call by Notre Dame! So now they're forced to go for it. Clemson once again. When their back is against the wall, the defense comes up. They float it out. He's open! And he's short! We're going to a second overtime! What a game to open the CFP! No scoring in the first overtime period. How often do you see that? Sacked on 3rd and 13. Notre Dame has to be sick to their stomach as they just gave Clemson another chance. But Notre Dame needs points this time. As we flip the field, Bobby Hall takes it, and he gets some room up the gut. How do you call a mid-screen and get sacked? I am so sick. Peter Woods had so much room, too. That was terrible. All right, we're back in the moment. 2nd and 3. Bart Rogers. They hand it off. No, he's going to keep it. He has some room. He cuts inside. That's a first down. He's still up. Bart Rogers muscles his way down to the 7. 1st and goal, Notre Dame. Hands it off, Bobby Hall to the outside, and he goes down. Our UI has glitched out here in the overtime period. That's quite all right. Martin Black in on the tackle. 2nd and goal. Can Clemson get a stop here and force a field goal? They hand it off. Rogers going to keep it again, and he goes down. What a day from Hines. Third and goal now, backed up from the 12. Notre Dame continues just to go backwards. 3rd and goal. Bart, he has time in the pocket. He throws it to the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Michael Whitlock drags the toes, and they go up 7. On 3rd and goal, they make the play. They finally come through. Wait, we've got a review. Is the toes in bounds? Baby, that's good on Sundays. Notre Dame takes the lead. After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands. Remember, folks, the Cotton Bowl will be pushed back, obviously, for the so you don't miss any of the action here. This is, I believe, our first multi-overtime game in the college football era. What a way to come back after a long break. Clemson now needs a touchdown to tie. Anything less is a loss. And that's an interception! Notre Dame wins the game! Notre Dame is going to the Orange Bowl! #1 Clemson goes down! The defending champions throw a pick. Craig Cook, have yourself a day. Notre Dame is victorious, and they await the winner of the Fiesta Bowl. This stadium is silent. The #1 team in the country is down. The curse lives on. The #1 team in the country has never won the Natty in the NCAA 14 era. As we will see Notre Dame, the 8th seed, in the Orange Bowl here in a couple of days. What a game. Oh my God. One play and he just ends it. (24-17) double OT. An absolute classic. Yeah, right now I feel like there's 3. So how it works when we do this is I make the end-all be-all decision, but I'm going to go through from just watching the game. My players right now for MVP would be Peter Woods, Bobby Hall, obviously. Bobby Hall probably #1, and then Donnie Donowitz on the edge on that defensive line. Such an impact. Walter Hearn. What a game here, folks. #8 pulls off the upset. It's happened quite a few times now. Bobby Hall, though, getting it going with that 48-yard run. Brandon Charles tried to bring it back. holding Clemson scoreless in two overtime, or in I can't even speak. In two overtime periods, Walter Hearn threw 2 picks, 70 yards, keys, and that was the problem. Walter Hearn just couldn't do anything when he took off. That, being able to tackle him for minimal yardage. Mark Foster did his thing, Trent Freeman did his thing, but in the end, it's just non-explosive. Gave up 3 sacks here, the right tackle. Bilbo Berkman gave up a sack. And then on defense, have yourselves a day. Sean Lambert, Chris Presley, 2 sacks. Martin Black, the Clapton of this defense, the HSFA player, first ballot Hall of Famer. That was his last game. And that means we're guaranteed to have obviously a new cover athlete, but a new theme, new color scheme for season 13. We still have never had a back-to-back champion. Absolutely incredible. Rylan Magnusum, he's going to be a prom next year, as obviously this Clemson team is never done. They'll be back next year. And Notre Dame wins this game despite having some issues. Bart Rogers put together what he needed, delivered a beautiful play at the end. 3 incompletions against Clemson. Have yourself a day, baby. Not many yards, but got the tutty. And then, he got sacked quite a few times. Bobby Hall found some running room there late. 2 touchdowns. And then Peter Woods obviously had himself a fantastic game as well. He was made the massive catch on that game-tying drive on that 3rd down late. So many chances for Clemson to get the play that they've become so used to getting from their defense. They didn't get it here today. Yeah, Eric McKeon. And then on defense, Grant Harper did what he needed to do, captain the defense. Donnie Donowitz had himself a big-time play. Yeah, the interception here from DeAndre Jordan. Corner that wears number 53. Incredible. You got Craig Cook, obviously, the freshman, 78 overall. Holy smokes, a freshman doing that. And then Craig Cook's also the guy who's defending those yams at the end, those last couple of drives when they started taking some shots. What a day, what a game, what a time. Thank you guys for watching, and we're actually right on time, so it's going to be about 8 minutes here, and then I'll bring you the Cotton Bowl. I got to switch up some of the graphics and the overlays and everything when we do 2 game days, so it's a little bit more time. Let's see the players of the game before we end this, and then we'll get right into Georgia and East Carolina. That one will be an absolute classic as well. Chris Presley, Brandon Charles. Donald Brown had himself 3 sacks. He's a guy to watch out for as well. Bobby Hall. We can't forget about Donald Brown there. I think now he leads the country in sacks with that performance. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching the CFP Peach Bowl. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with the CFP Cotton Bowl here between Georgia and ECU.